Right, this is John Black, who's involved in Yate Town with the under-18 side, the floodlit side. John, first of all, welcome to Yate Town Football Club. You can first of all give me your full title.
I do believe I'm the manager of the team, so I would say I'm the manager. I got a couple of coaches, Barry, Chris, and obviously Shane is the organiser all round. So, but really, I'm the actual one who picks a team.
So you're the main man. Can you give us a little bit of your sort of history, your background in football, please?
I remember playing at Yate when they first come from Sunnyside down to this ground. Certainly ain't looking like it is today, like when I first played here, but it was a massive achievement for where they come from. But what I would say, I was here for a long time, played a lot of reserve football, and I also managed the reserves under Alexander and Phil Purnell, who was in charge then at the time. They forced me to come up here for a little nominal fee on a Saturday for a drink. So I ended up doing the reserves for a couple of years out here and had a real good time, to be honest. Yeah, really enjoyed bringing some of the kids, some of the youngsters who was playing in a youth team at the time. I'll bet it's the last, I don't know when they last had a youth team up here. So anyway, it's good experience and I enjoyed it.
So what have you been doing then? That's about 25 years ago. So what have you been doing since then?
Like, I ran Manor Farm in the Western League for about 5 years. Done well actually, done alright there. And I left there, went out of it for a bit. I've always done kids football. I've always been coaching. I've been lucky enough to work with the Rovers. I worked with the Rovers for about 5 or 6 years. And luckily with them, the good thing about them, they make you do your badges and that. So I got UEFA B. I stopped it. I couldn't do any more. But I've done that. And it's good that the good thing about working with the kids down there, you've got to do these things and you get the accreditation. So it's something I'm pleased that I carried on doing, really, like, you know. So that's a good times with the Rovers.
So you've got quite a lot of experience. So how come you got involved with the Yate Town Football Club this season?
Well, Shane, who I just mentioned, he's a guy that he don't like hearing no to. So he kept on at me. He said, John, I got a wonderful job for you out at Yate we got a plan to go ahead. Let's get this going, to get it going, a youth setup going again, and see where we go with it. And to be fair, he's very persuasive. And I got to be honest, bit of a shock really when I first come. We got about 20 odd players, and we didn't know. And the problem is, me and Shane, the kids I know are mostly under 16s. We've got a couple of under 17s, but most of the time it's under 16s. And to be fair, they've really done themselves proud. But we'll see about that. Yeah, it's early days yet.
So you obviously had trials and selected your squad of about 20, and then you had an FA Youth Cup down at Bristol Manor Farm. Yeah. And from that event, you lost that narrowly. You ended up going to Manchester City, which was quite an afternoon or an evening for everybody concerned.
Yeah. Massive achievement. It's to be honest, well, it was one of these things that you take and you think, God, you mean, like I said before, when I was with the Rovers, we went to some of these places. But going there, it's a completely new environment even for me. I was just shocked by it was. But the kids, they really performed so highly as well. They really done well. And it was just a pleasure to see them out there and enjoying themselves. I mean, let's not kid about the quality they had. But what I'm saying is our people really put on a good show as well.
So how come you got invited there? You were at Bristol Manor Farm, you'd lost the game 3-2 very, very narrowly, and before you know it, they've invited you up to Manchester City. How did that come about?
I do believe it is to do with Eddie Mings, because I've heard he's in charge at Man City youth thing now. I do believe he was down there and he realised that because our lads was so young, he said, God, we got some good kids there, we believe we'll give you a chance. And I think I wasn't there, I was on holiday at the time when we played Manor Farm, but what I would say is what Shane said. He said, to be fair, even they were complimentary, Manor Farm, but what he would say is that it come out of nothing really, and we just took the advantage of it, and they invited us up and we went up and enjoyed it.
Well, no one was going to say no to that opportunity, and you 7-2 is not a bad score. You got 2 goals, and actual occasion. I'm sure everybody will remember for the rest of their lives. Yeah. So you started off now in the league, a couple of narrow defeats, and then last night you had a win against Mendip Broadway, 3-2, I believe.
Yeah. Well, the first game, we've only played 2 now, 2 league matches. We played a cup match and a league match. We lost to Bocco up here the other week. Real great game, real good game, but I gotta be honest, we made 3 howlers. and we lost a game. But overall, we were better Tuesday before than we were last night. But last night was the same. We gave away some silly goals yet again. I don't mind if someone sticks a ball out in the top corner and scores a screamer. I put up with that. But we are giving away some bad goals. But they'll learn. They'll learn from it, and hopefully we can work together and make it go on from here.
Yeah, and obviously that when the first team played at Kidlington in the FA Cup last month, a couple of the lads from your squad actually, so Yate were winning quite well, and they came on near the end and made their debut, which was really, really something special for them as well.
Yeah, that's great news. You know what I mean? I think it was James Fortune and Jacob Back come on, which is great. You know what I mean? And in all fairness to Darren, giving them a chance, so they don't forget that either as well. So you always don't forget things like that.
No, they made their FA Cup debuts. It's not bad for us, about 17-year-olds, is it? Yeah. And to be involved in that, and I managed to get a picture of both of them as well. So when they were playing, which is great for them as well. Now, what do you look forward to in the future? The season's fairly early. You've got quite a few games coming. What are your plans for the rest of the season? What are your hopes?
Well, my hopes are, to be honest with you, I just want to see the boys keep improving. Look, anybody who knows me know that I just want to play football. I'm not interested in going long and all that, which I've got to try and convince the boys to understand is just play front and back and let's try and play some football. Results ain't by be all and end all, especially this year.
Yeah, and also that's the same philosophy that Darren Mullins has got as well. And again, that's a really good thing of a football club. If what the youth team do and say in the reserves and anybody else through it, that's what they do at a much higher level. You've got the same philosophy, and if they have to then move up and slot in, they know the systems.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I can't be honest, I haven't really spoke to Darren that much, but that's my philosophy and it always have been. I know I got still lads now ring me up and say, great times I have playing under you. Great times. He said, you're one of the few people that don't really worry if I make a mistake because you'll know I'm trying to do it the right reasons how I try to play football. And that's what I've always stuck by that. I got a mate now who's managing Derby. Now he's managing Derby youth setup. Now he's just took the job, Danny May. And he says to me, you're not one of these blokes who just chat about it. In fact, Danny did play at Yate. He said, you don't just chat about it, you say go out and do it. So I'm quite pleased with how I go about trying to get football being played the right way.
Well, that's really pleasing to hear. Well, thank you very much for your time. Let's hope you have a good season, and hopefully to interview again a bit later in the season when you can tell us about some more events of this season and how it's gone.
Okay, Bob. Thanks ever so much for your time. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.